At 10 years old, in late August, Emmett Till was killed in Mississippi. And Emmett Till was a young black man from Chicago, about 14. I was 10. And they supposedly took him from his family's home in Money, Mississippi, because he supposedly had flirted with a white woman. There's a story where he supposedly has a lisp. And so when he was talking to the white woman, the lisp sounded like a whistle. The white men who were the husband of the woman and some friends came and took him from his uncle's home and took him and beat him, shot him, and then threw a cotton gin fan around his neck, tied to him with barbed wire, and threw him in the river nearby. It took him a while. It took the company, the authorities, some time to find him. But when they found him, his mother had an open casket funeral so that the world could see the violence of what was going on in Mississippi. At a 10-year-old person, we weren't that far from Money, Mississippi. It was right south of Memphis, more than about an hour drive. So we knew very distinctly that they were trying to send a message to young black men at that point in time. But I didn't let that deter me, because I had parents who made sure that I left the South well enough and often enough to find out that other people treated black people differently in other parts of the country. The custom was to serve black people after all the white folks in the various establishments were served in the department stores. My mother brought my sister and I down to purchase our back-to-school clothes, and when it came our turn to be served, after all the white folks in front of us had been served, the white clerk went to look for someone else in the store to serve, and my mother created a ruckus by telling the lady that her money was green and she wanted to be served right then. And she raised such a fuss that they called for the assistant manager, or the manager, and brought my mother upstairs to the manager's office, and the manager called my grandparents, my Birdel Jackson Sr., and said, "Your daughter-in-law is down here creating a ruckus in the store, and would you come down here and get her?" Oh yes, we were happy to move north. Dad and Mom were glad to move north to New Jersey for better education opportunities, and Dad got a good job with the post office. So we were glad to move to New Jersey, and coming from segregation, I had been exposed to how people were treated in other parts of the country. So coming to school in Newark was not a problem. As a matter of fact, my best friend was Howie Moskowitz, a red-headed Jewish kid. So we got along quite well.